108.1.
Good afternoon, everybody. If you're still out and about, if you're still canvassing, if you're still doing prep for tomorrow, welcome to an early edition of the Headline Eye, the last bastion for any candidate that wants to come up here. We have potato chips, nachos, pop, chicken wings, and other stuff. I got to get out of here by 5 o'clock, though, because of the simple fact of the matter is that we have a Creative Minds that's here at WNRV108.1.com. Nerve DJs, also the DJ school still going on. But I'm here for any candidate that wants to come up. First of all, shout out to Alicia Keys. With her play Hell's Kitchen. I went out there. Carla Walker, thank you very much for inviting me out. Everybody else who went to see that play, please go. Once it comes back in. Last day was November 1st. Shout out to Bloodshot 216 for the album premiere, Better Together, that features Crazy Bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony and Mr. Fat Al of I Came Down fame. Out to everybody shout out to everybody that didn't watch the Browns game this week. Well, there wasn't a game because there's the bye week. But, that's just me taking a shot at people. But we are here right now at Nerve DJs, 5100 St. Clair Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio. Around about the last part of the show, I am going to be making my predictions on who will be, who I think is going to be their races. Shout out to everybody that was downtown at the Board of Elections yesterday. A whole bunch of candidates were down there, from Ensign Loving to TJ Dow to everybody that was down there today at this particular time. Last week we had two candidates, Rick Pittman and also Alana Bell. And Alana said she's trying to run her race to win it. So if you can't down, please do so if you can. All right, but I always have an old friend with me in these times, Miss Tara LaWanda Aaron of the Spot Youth Empowerment Organization. How are you doing today?
I am wonderful, Larry. It's always good to be here amongst friends. So thank you for inviting us out to join the conversation.
Okay, no problem. So what is your, speaking of youth empowerment, what are you doing as far as youth empowerment right now? You got the warming thing coming up. You want to talk about that? Right.
So we have Project Warm going on. We just kicked off November the 1st. Project Warm is a program that is to supply warm winter accessories to youth and young adults in the city of Cleveland and Cuyahoga largely. We do a few things. We do a drive, which you are a part of. So I have your box here
No,
with your
thank
name,
you.
your name tag on there. So people can come and donate, and so anybody can call us or email us and request a box. The box is placed in the businesses. We video and go donate new hats and gloves. We also have a new knitting club, so if you knit or crochet, we supply yarn for you to create hats. And all of this is done to go into the schools, the group homes, and daycares and supply our young people with warm hats, gloves, scarves, and socks. What we're finding is a lot of our young people are traveling to school and work and are being exposed to the harsh conditions, and so this is a health issue, so we definitely want to weigh in on that.
So how long you been doing this for?
So this is 8 years. Last year we did 5,000 students. This year we look to exceed that due to the economic times right now, and the requests for schools have increased. Their funding is being cut, so of course they're leaning on other organizations to pick up the slack, and so we've been contacted.
Okay, that's what's up. So pretty much what you're saying is that because, you know, and it's more needed now than ever because of this government shutdown, and we know about the SNAP EBT scare. And I'm going to talk about that later, but go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is what we're doing in the space as far as community health and working with our young people. But I think the work that we're doing with our young people as far as civic engagement is the most crucial piece that we are working on right now. If you are on our information page on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, or you jump on our website, you'll see that we have been doing the voter empowerment series of 14 to 25. We educate young people on the branches of government, how to research candidates and issues, how to register to vote, including the new laws surrounding that and the documentation you need to go into the voting area and have an effective vote, and then how to cast your ballot, how to properly fill out the form. We start at 14 because we think that the young people should know how to vote before they need to vote, and so we engage them starting at 14. They are given a meal and they are paid $50 cash as a stipend to come out and learn.
Learn how to vote?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you know, we got the DJ school here too. The DJ school going on. So if they want to learn how to vote, then they can come over here and, you know, DJ podcast and talking about voting, things of that nature. So, you know, might want to just go ahead. I just always throw it out there. I feel like that whatever, because we always talk about the youth. And
yes.
I hate the expression YNs, and if you know what YN means,
I definitely
I don't like it. I don't like it, and the thing about it is I don't want to use it, and I want to tell everybody not to use it. So the thing about it is like this YN stuff, you know, needs to go out there. We have some intelligent young people that are out here. One of them is my son, by the way. JMG Computer Services is up and running. That's Jalen Maurice Gardner out in Alabama. So things of that nature. So
absolutely. So
we got somebody else that's coming in, but we just gonna sit her right over here. So the thing about it is that we are here talking about voting and how important is it because there's not been a lot of participation, quote unquote, as far as the young people are concerned. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why this class was offered, because the low turnout, and specifically in African American communities. When I was going to school, it was actually taught in school. They had the machines where you learn how to fill out the ballot. They talked to you about civics, and it was done year after year. However, in the current climate, there's nobody really teaching this civic information. And so if you don't know, you don't know. So we're trying to change that and trying to get more of our young people to understand how civics affect their day-to-day life and why they should vote, opposed to just telling them they need to vote because of the right and that
right.
people died for them to vote.
People died for them to, they heard it all before, the same rigmarole, blah, 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 blah.
And that's really not a good reason to tell them
right.
to vote.
It's like...
And then another thing, we tell a lot of people, go register to vote, get registered, go vote, go vote, go vote. But then we miss the mark in telling them how to research and how to effectively vote, because just going to the polls is only half of the fight. The other half is to put in effective leaders that can carry the ball over the finish line for us. And we see how not doing that has affected our communities and put us in the situation we are in now, not just federally, state and local.
Right.
So, we have to start looking at all levels of government and who is really getting the work done in our communities.
Exactly. So, all right. So, T-Rex, we have another guest in here, but she's not running for anything. You want to pull up the mic, Miss Gas?
Thank you, Larry, for having me.
All right. So, what is your name?
My name is Che Gaddison. And what else do you want to know?
Go ahead. It's an open book right about now.
Okay, so hi, everyone. My name is Che Gaddison. I am a resident of the city of East Cleveland, former councilwoman, one of the founding members of Millionaires Row Neighborhood Association, and just an advocate for East Cleveland, but all communities of color, in terms of, just demanding more, expecting more, not just from our elected officials, but from this country in general. I did want to touch on what you just said. I would like to add another step to your plan, and it's once we vote and these elected officials get into office, that we come up with a plan to hold them accountable.
Absolutely.
Because I think the biggest issue is, power left unchecked can often go awry, and it can often deviate from that path that it was intended. And so we as a community, that we don't do that. We think that because we vote, we've done our civic duty.
Right.
That's it. But really it is it's a job, demanding more and holding those accountable, and we have to be committed to that. And so we as a community, in my opinion and in my experience, we've not really done that, comparable to other communities, let's say. And I think that is the reason why oftentimes we feel like we get the short end of the stick, and we want to point fingers, but to point those fingers back at ourselves now, because, if you give me the keys to your house and you tell me to clean your house, but you never come to check my work,
Right.
to make sure that I'm actually doing the job, then you can't be mad when you come, home
And
3 months later and your house is a wreck and I've not done my job. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think that civically as well, and I'm so happy to hear you say that, because our young people need to understand how the vote touches them in a tangible way, and it's just not some ancient arcane idea that we should just vote just because our ancestors died, which is to me the best reason, but it doesn't really hold a lot of weight these days because it's been so long since that fight. But showing the teenagers and showing our youth and showing our young people how voting for the governor can impact your everyday life. Case in point, what we have going on right now, And so I think that is definitely something that not just you, but everybody needs to, start to consider as well. So I applaud your efforts, and anything I can do to help, please,
Thank you.
Saying
And that's
everything.
good. And it's funny that I have not met you because we do a lot of work in East Cleveland.
We do.
And so
That's
we have
wild.
just did that voter empowerment series at the East Cleveland Library, along with a job fair at the East Cleveland Library. So I look forward to working with
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
All right, so-
Our library is amazing. I'm glad that you got to experience that. And Yeah, I mean, I just think that in this time and age, with everything that's going on globally, nationally, locally, statewide, that it's time for us to come together and not operate in our own individual silos. So, case in point, what we have going on in East Cleveland, a lot of people outside of East Cleveland don't know about. And, what say Cleveland Heights has going on, a lot of people don't, I'm just using these as examples. We don't know, what is going on outside of our communities. And sometimes that is to our detriment, because a lot of times what ends up happening is a plan for one is actually a plan for all. But because we don't communicate, because we don't share ideas and let each other know what's going on in our own individual worlds, that it becomes easy to divide, it becomes easy to disenfranchise. And so, not just this election cycle, but moving forward, I encourage all of the elected officials to reach outside and to network and to speak to one another and to coordinate efforts. So that way no one community will ever be under attack because it stands alone.
All right. So speaking of elected officials or people who want to be elected officials, I have my first, I'm not going to say victim, but my first person who is brave enough to come in here at this particular time to give his last stand on why the voters should pick him. And I know that this is an uphill battle, but he is here, and I thank him very much for doing this. He is running. He's a write-in candidate for the mayor of city of Cleveland at this particular point in time. So I'm going to give you at least 5 to 10 minutes, and y'all can stay. Nobody has to move. Give him 5 to 10 minutes on why people should write him in for the city of Cleveland. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ricky Pittman is here in our studio at this time. He came here last week, so I applaud you. How you doing, sir?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me back.
No problem. So before you dive into that lovely chicken by Mr. Chris Spencer and he got a restaurant. I got to remember the name of it when I come back. But why should people write you in for the mayor of the city of Cleveland? You have the incumbent, Justin Bibb, who people have backed. You also have his first opponent, Laverne Gore, who Republican, independent, however she wants to play it out. I'm not even going to if I get in trouble, I get in trouble. It's on me. But why should people write you in as far as mayor of the city of Cleveland? Go.
The reason they should write me in for mayor of Cleveland because I have been wanting to be the mayor of Cleveland ever since I moved to Cleveland as a boy from Mississippi. I've been planning to be the mayor. I've been thinking about solutions to Cleveland's problems. I've been watching Cleveland as I grow up and go to high school, junior high, elementary. I went to George Washington Carver, went to Central Junior High. I went to East Tech. So I've watched the city grow. I watched the problems and crime in Cleveland. I watched the struggle and plight of single black women trying to provide food for their kids to eat and for them to get a good education. I've also been privileged to get a good education from Cleveland. When I first moved here, I was behind in school coming from Mississippi. So Cleveland helped me a lot, and they had a good educational system. I'd like to bring that back. I also was in the trades in high school. I was going to be a machinist, but I ran track, and I got a scholarship and was fortunate enough to go to college at the University of Tennessee and graduate with an education degree. Came back, taught in Cleveland schools, have taught track and coached track. I was the head track coach at John Adams High School. I was assistant track coach at Cleveland State. So I've been around Cleveland with Youth Opportunity Unlimited programs, SNIPE programs. Helped out a lot with the youth and also done a lot for Cleveland. I've done home repairs and remodeling. I've helped a lot of inner city people that could not afford to get their home repaired at a high level and at a reasonable price. I basically did a charity work a lot of times. My wife was upset about it, but sometimes you got to give back. And I'm a person who's always, if I can help you, I'm going to help you. Another reason they should look for me to be mayor or should consider me, because I'm a fair person. I care about all races of people, nationalities, no matter if they're sex, creed, or color. I love everyone equally, and everyone should be treated as a human being. I know that the business community also have a stake in Cleveland. I'm the type of person that understands their needs and the needs of all of Cleveland and will be a friend to all of Cleveland, even the business community. We have here, we have a lot of them that represents us. That's why we're a melting pot. And I understand that. I just wouldn't be a mayor to just one race of people. Because also, like I said, I have a lot of plans that I've been working on since I was a little boy and tweaking up as I gotten older. And I see that how the city have changed, and sometimes as things change, you have to tweak them up so they fit today's standards. Sort of like sometime a politician have to tweak up the Constitution or amendments, or make amendments to things, the laws, to fit the changing times. I've been around watching a lot and studying a lot. I've had the opportunity to study and watch people like Fannie Lewis, Mayor Jackson, Mayor White, whole bunch of politicians, Stokes, Lewis Stokes, a whole bunch of people I've had opportunity to watch and learn and study, and they give me advice along the way, and I've learned quite a bit about Cleveland politics and how it really works, and I'm hoping to bring my plans and solutions to Cleveland as far as crime reduction, education, and bringing jobs to Cleveland. I think crime reduction is a big thing in Cleveland with the violence that's going on today, and I have a mediating program where I would like to get people to mediate besides just fighting and shooting. I like to, where they can call in and we can mediate the problem before it escalates into a crime. My educational plan is a twofold plan where people can get a career going, whatever they want to major in or interested in. I would like to see those people follow their dreams, and that would keep them out of trouble, because you got to have something to live for and get out of bed and want to stay out of trouble. And there's some people that want to go to college. We're doing a great job of preparing people for college, and that's a good thing, but everyone's not going to go to college, and everyone is not interested in going to college. Some people are interested in going right into work, and I'd rather to train them and get them ready for the workforce instead of the streets. Get them.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to, before I let you go, and by the way, you can get whatever you need to get. Why? Correct.
Yes,
and
I
she
did.
made a song for you, right?
Yep.
She wanna do it again?
Yeah, she's gonna sing it again.
Yeah, go ahead. Do it now. Go ahead.
And I also brought you a donation. I didn't forget.
Okay, you said. Thank you. So go ahead, Mrs. Pittman.
So thank you for having my husband, Rick Pittman, and myself, Benita Yolanda Holland Pittman. If you're tired of the same, write Rick's name, Rick Pittman for mayor of Cleveland, November 4th, on election day. Write Rick's name, Rick Pittman 4th, on election day. Headline, the headline, radio show, WNRV, 108.nerve, 108.1. That nerve.
All right. Thank you. That was funny. Like, I gotta acknowledge.
Need a cheerleader like Mr. Pittman's wife.
Thank you, hon. Thank you. I really appreciate you.
I can't even get nobody to bring me to the station with food. You might want to talk to DJ Johnny O to make a new theme song for the Nerve DJs. But the thing about it is, like, thank you very much. The reason why I do this is food, because of the simple fact of the matter is, no matter if you're a write-in or a majority candidate and everything else like that, this is fourth quarter. Like, tomorrow is going to be fourth quarter, 2-minute warning. Down to the last shot, where you're going to be either Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, or a miscellaneous victim that they scored on. So the thing about it is that what we want to do is once you're sure. In them streets
all day
tomorrow,
6 o'clock in the morning to about 7.
Right, like, I ain't saying streets. No, that's right, streets, because you guys streets.
We're gonna be in the streets.
Y'all gonna be in the streets, in the streets of Cleveland.
Yep.
Ain't nothing nice. We already know about that. But the thing about it is, like, I thank you very much. Go over there and enjoy. Exactly. T-Rex, can we take a small break, or you want to just? Yeah, we can go to a small break. When we come back, I want Shay and Miss Aaron to stay. Here's the reason why. Because around about the end of the show, and since you are in East Cleveland, there's a mayoral race in East Cleveland.
There is.
And we gonna do the pick. I'm gonna pick my winners. Now, if I am wrong, I'm gonna eat a boiled egg with some next week. I'm gonna eat a couple of boiled eggs with some paprika sauce on them. Paprika on
That
them.
ain't nothing. No, we gotta get you something.
Hey.
That's nothing but a deviled egg.
Anyway, we'll be right back. This is Alicia Keys. You don't know my name. Y'all do now. The headline on Nerve DJ.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Well, I see you on Wednesdays all the time. You come in every Wednesday on your lunch break, I think. Always order the special with the hot chocolate. And my manager be tripping and stuff, talking about we gotta use water, but I always use some milk and cream for you, cause I think you're kinda sweet. Anyway, you always got on some fly blue suit and your cufflinks is shining all bright. So what you do? A word? Yeah, that's interesting. Look, man, I mean, I don't want to waste your time, but I know girls don't usually do this. But I was wondering if maybe we could get together outside the restaurant one day. You know, because I do look a lot different outside my work clothes. And I mean, we could just go across the street to the park.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Perkins, and I want to be your council person. I've lived in Ward 8 for over 25 years. I also own a small business located in our ward. I'm running for city council because I believe Ward 8 should be safe, vibrant, and affordable. Salary back in the ward. As a former police officer, I believe that we should have a safe place for our seniors and our children, brighter streetlights, and affordable housing. Together, we can make this happen. And with your help, we can make Ward 8 a thriving, better place for all of us. On Tuesday, November 4th, vote for me, Charlotte Perkins, to be your next council person.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Hi, it's your girl Lisa Dollar, and I'm locked in with the Headline Eye on WNRV 108.1.
Looking to grow or expand your business?
Yo, bro, you read my mind.
Well, we have the perfect solution for you. Your business needs are important, and so is your advertising. Here at WNRV Power 108.1, we have marketing solutions for all your business needs and affordable pricing to keep you in the green. Give us a call today at 216-702-0688. That's 216-702-0688. Or email us at WNRVPower1081@gmail.com today.
This is WNRV 108.1. This is WNRV 108.1.
When Mayor Bibb said Cleveland can't wait, he meant it. And today, Cleveland is on the rise. Violent crime is down, we're recruiting more police, and resources are going directly into our neighborhoods. We're creating good jobs and investing in programs that keep families safe.
I'm Mayor Justin Bibb. Together, we've taken real steps to make our city safer and stronger. Now it's time to finish the job, because in Cleveland, we rise together.
Paid for by neighbors for Justin Bibb. Right leader, real results.
Yo. My flow's remarkable. Doc walk like came from Kung Fu round the globe. Throw obstacles, I'll hurdle them. Herman whack MCs, chrome racks to the rims, to the caps. Yo, met the Cal and D. I'm ASAP. A crack of dawn, chicken hunting at KFC. In 83, I was that scrub TLC. Talked about, now I rock the house, chalk them out.
Yeah, no doubt. Who got the biggest ass in the house? Young miss, fillet your fish, salt water trout. Pretty young thing, got a tongue ring and dirty mouth, and she whispering them sweet nothing. I air it out. Baby, you got me, like Joni had Chachi, until she got hot and went and it's posse. Lady Godiva, from day one, a silk rider. Liar, set your fire.
I see you dancing right now. I don't need to tell you that you know how, but baby, you do. Oh, I say you belong, and if you dream to be free, I can take you there, just follow me. 'Cause baby, I won't steer you wrong. And it seems like to me, you want someone to fit your pedigree. Baby, I do. So what you want? Smack your ass, pull your hair, and I even kiss you way down there. You know that I will. Think I won't. Right,
Yo, shit, how we do it?
Hey, yo, D, how we do it?
Hey, yo, how we do it? How we do it?
Here you are in my world, make you feel like a girl. I rub your back and fulfill your needs. So why don't we just get undressed, fingers in the touch and your caress? That's what I want. Why don't you give it to me? I will have you believe there's no reason for you to leave. So stay right here in my arms. Safe and secure, and with me you can be sure there's no risk. Tell left and right. Oh, up and down. You keep it moving, left and right. Keep going up and down. Oh yeah, left and right. Love when you do it up and down. Don't stop, left and right. Keep doing things.
Yo, how we do it?
That was Left and Right by Red. That was Left and Right by I love this song. You know why? It fuses that hip hop, that R&B, and that neo soul all in one. So that's what you think about that. Like, and his funeral was I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, that's sad for the young man to lose both of his parents
in 1 year.
So close, together like that. So prayers go out to him and
his family. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's a lot. But you know, shout out to Ricky Pittman and his wife. You know, they coming here. I don't know if anybody else is coming here. If they do pop up, like I said, we got to leave at 5. And if y'all pop up doing my predictions, you can either be mad or you can be happy. I don't really give a damn, because if I'm wrong, I'll just be wrong. But if I'm right, then somebody is gonna be happy by the end of the night on November 4th, tomorrow. Somebody gonna be happy tomorrow. Listen, we family, T, right?
That's right.
Okay, so there's a winner and there's a loser. So, and I know I put you in a precarious situation. Now, if you want to abstain from if you think that you agree or I agree, then it is what it is. I know Shay, when she gets back down here, she gonna be like, who, like she asked, I think her question is, who are you picking for East Cleveland mayor?
I asked him that because I know who the fan favorite is.
I don't go by fan favorites. I go by what Larry Gardner think is right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I ain't listen.
Do your research.
Do your research.
Depending on what the outlook is that you want to see for East Cleveland, do your research.
Do your research.
This election it's not even about candidates. More so, I've not really focused on the candidate per se. My thing is about the issue. This election is about whether or not East Cleveland will be gentrified and taken over by the state, or will it not?
All right, push that microphone close.
I'm sorry.
Repeat it for the people in the back. This election for East Cleveland is about.
This election is probably the most important election in the city's history. This election is about the candidate, yes, but more importantly, this election is going to decide whether or not East Cleveland will exist as a city within the next 10, 20, whether or not it will be taken over by the state, or whether it will retain its independence and autonomy as its own self-sustaining city. And so, I encourage everybody to do their research.
Please.
So, I just wanted to make that, put that disclaimer out, is that I am advocating for the issue.
Okay.
More so than I'm advocating for any candidate, or more so than I'm against any candidate.
Absolutely.
If you are a candidate that is on the side of gentrification and state takeover, unfortunately, I cannot support that. I do not support that. So I want to make that clear before we get started.
Okay, so you don't support the receivership at all?
At all.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to agree with her. I am not a current resident, but I was born and raised there. I am a Cardinal, and I care a lot about what goes on in East Cleveland. And unfortunately, We have had some hard knocks in East Cleveland, but I believe that with a sufficient government in place, it won't be easy, but I think that we could make some turnarounds. I think if we put some investments into East Cleveland, so I'd like to see that happen.
All right, so
Larry, can I be clear about why I'm against the receivership?
Go ahead, be clear, speak.
I am against the receivership because it is one thing to give the city of East Cleveland all the resources that it needed to maintain itself. Mm-hmm. And then if we still couldn't get it together fiscally, then receivership would be a valid conversation. It is quite another to systematically and systemically deny the city resources, to take away from the city so the city could no longer maintain itself, which would inevitably result in disrepair of the city, and then turn around and say, well, see, this is the reason why we need to take you all over, because y'all just can't get it right. The county, okay, the plan to put the city into receivership is a result of a long plan to develop the city. East Cleveland, everybody knows that we sit on some of the most prime real estate within Cuyahoga County right now. We are adjacent to the University Circle area, and that is spreading like wildfire. It's expanding. And so, moving into East Cleveland is the next logical step, which I understand. However, we're talking about people's homes, people's impacting a community, for the gain of others that may not be beneficial to those residents there. And so in doing so, that also came into play, the takeover, because East Cleveland does not have eminent domain, and I don't think a lot of people know that about the city. John Rockefeller was a genius in how he crafted the city's charter. He did so in a way that made the city of East Cleveland impervious to state takeover, county takeover.
Right.
The city has no eminent domain. The city, if, had it been able to be maintained the way I think Rockefeller envisioned it, the city of East Cleveland once stretched all the way into Euclid and into Cleveland Heights. It was a much larger city. But through time and through lack of resources, the city has had to give away pounds of flesh, so to speak, until now it's just 3 miles, and we basically have no money to provide the bare basic services to our residents. Now, if you are a homeowner making an investment in a home, why would you want to invest in a city that has no services? This is the number one reason why many of the residents moved out and why many people refuse to purchase a home within the city. Now, could that have been avoided?
Yeah.
Had our state and county governments done more in terms of supporting the city of East Cleveland? The horrendous conditions of our streets. And so it's kind of become a running joke, the horrible streets of East Cleveland.
Pull the mic up a little bit.
I'm sorry, it's become a running joke, the horrible streets of East Cleveland. Everybody jokes about it, the potholes. I'm not going to drive through East Cleveland. So what if I told you that East Cleveland is probably the only city within Cuyahoga County that almost every single street is underground? That is because the sewer system has not been maintained. And so everybody wants to point the finger at what the city government hasn't been doing, all right? Now the narrative has been created that, everybody within the city of East Cleveland is stealing money. First of all, let me tell everybody, there is no money to steal, okay? The city has been under fiscal management since 2012, which means that the state is responsible for city funds, for managing the city's money. So when we talk about mismanagement of funds, which is another, narrative or another step in, validating receivership, when we talk about mismanagement of funds, to that I say, number one, there are no funds to mismanage because the state hasn't given us anything and neither has the county, because legally, while under fiscal emergency, they're not required to. Okay, people don't know that either. But if anybody is guilty of mismanaging funds, it's not the local officials in East Cleveland, it's the state. The state has been overseeing the city funds. So I don't ever hear anyone talking about that. All I ever hear, finger being pointed at us, the community, and I take offense to that because basically what you're telling me is nobody in the city of East Cleveland cares about their homes. Nobody in the city of East Cleveland cares about their community. Everybody in the city of East Cleveland is either selling drugs, doing drugs, or
both.
Or both.
I'm just saying. I mean, the thing about it is that's the narrative.
That's the narrative, and that narrative has been perpetuated time and time again, either through carefully curated news articles. The media only comes to the city when there's something negative to report, or through just word of mouth. Everybody in East Cleveland is stealing. How many times have we heard that? Technically, there was only one mayor that actually got convicted of stealing. That was Anwar. Former Mayor King, he wasn't convicted of stealing city money. He wasn't even convicted of touching city money. He was in trouble because he gave a cleaning supply contract to one of his family's companies. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't rob anybody. He didn't slap anybody's money. And for that, they took him out of his seat. Now, where in history has that ever been done? But in the city of East Cleveland. So I say all these things to say that what we have here is a very unique situation. What we have here is Black Wall Street in real time in 2025. We are witnessing the takeover of a city where laws have been manipulated, where chess pieces have been manipulated to basically keep the city at a loss while perpetuating a narrative that the reason why the city can't get it together is because people in East Cleveland just don't care.
So I'm about to say something. First of all, I'd like to shout out to Mariah Crenshaw for the the press conference that she did this past Thursday. With William Campbell. With him. And it was, it was the receivership thing as far as that goes. And the thing about it is like, they brought up the lawsuits from the police of East Cleveland. Those people are gone. Actually, I think most of them are serving time. Which, with harassment and everything. And some of those, and that money that, they say that East Cleveland has is from those lawsuits. And the current mayor right now, Lateef Shabazz, is trying to, how can I put it, settle pretty much everything so they won't be on the hook for all that money. Because it's a lot of money. It's millions of dollars.
How do you pass judgments for $90 million on a city that has no money?
Right.
That is another example of steps that were taken to make sure that the city remained in fiscal emergency. That makes no sense. You don't give the city any money, and then you're going to heap these ridiculous judgments. And not to say that the victims don't deserve, their due. I'm not saying that. So I don't want anybody to take that out of context. What I am saying is, number one, since we're going to talk about the police, why is it that the East Cleveland police officers seem to be the only police officers that have been paraded across the news for their misdoings? When you have police officers all throughout Cuyahoga County who commit the same, if not worse, crimes, and you don't hear their names, you don't even. But when it comes to East Cleveland police officers, they are paraded across the media and crucified in public. I had a problem with that because my thing is, if you're going to protect one set of police officers, you should be protecting all police officers. So that's number one. Number two, you put a judgment on a city that the city cannot pay. And then you won't even let the city file bankruptcy.
Right.
So it is, again, an orchestrated plan to keep the city in fiscal emergency so that way receivership could be justified, because the only way you can justify receivership is if the city has been in fiscal emergency for a certain amount of time. And I would also like to say that I believe it was Mayor Brewer as well as Mayor King, either it was Mayor King or Mayor Norton's administration, where they were able to bring the city out of the red and into the black, and somehow, some way, we found ourselves back in fiscal emergency.
I think it was under Mayor Brewer's
Definitely
administration.
Brewer, but it was another time. Right. It was, I want to say, under King's administration, that they had been working and they were able to get the city into the black and out of the red. And then the next thing you know, all of these lawsuits and everything with the police started happening, and then that kept the city in perpetual fiscal emergency. So
the thing is that you should have been running for mayor. Why didn't you run for mayor of East Cleveland?
Because I had to get and I should have, but I had to get my son off to college. East Cleveland will take the oxygen. East Cleveland takes all the oxygen in my life. I love the city. I'm passionate about it, and
as you should be because you're there. But we can tell. But I'm like, maybe you should have ran for mayor. I don't know.
Well, if people vote wrong tomorrow, there won't be another mayoral campaign. So I'm
just throwing it out there.
Just throwing that out there.
If you vote wrong tomorrow in East Cleveland, Shay said
the words. Former Mayor Brewer, he published a piece and everything, and
I'll put the piece. Okay.
Did you see that?
Okay.
He said vote wrong. So that's my tagline for this election. Vote wrong, and we won't have a city, because what people don't understand about the receivership is the receiver is the absolute and final say. They supersede the mayor. They supersede city council. So really, I can't understand why one candidate is supporting receivership, because if elected, you will actually have no power. So then that makes me question, what are the motives and the agenda behind supporting the receivership? Are they going to be the receiver and we just don't know it? So the receiver can hire, fire, they can go into contracts, and they can privatize services. They can do all of these things. They can even, I'm not going to say what they can even do, but we have seen, what I will say is I have seen laws be manipulated to keep the city in fiscal emergency.
Right.
So if laws can be manipulated to do that, then most definitely I see this receivership as the final step in bringing about an annexation to the city of East Cleveland, where the Forest Hills area will be annexed to Cleveland Heights. They want to take the park with them, and the bottom half of the city of East Cleveland will be absorbed into the different developments.
Yikes. Okay. Sounds like it. I mean, we just went Halloween. Sound like a dang one of them scary movie.
Fright Night.
All right. Fright Night in East Cleveland. No, it's something else. But I'm going to say this.
Larry,
not to mention
Cleveland Heights and the Glenville area.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Cleveland Heights and the Glenville area directly border East Cleveland. All of the streets in Cleveland Heights aren't caving in. All of the streets, surrounding, East Cleveland on the Cleveland side aren't caving in. So what that tells me is that East Cleveland was not maintained. That's a county issue. That ain't no city issue.
Something's up. Something's in the water.
And again, I heard her say on multiple times that people don't know. And that's what we have to really change. A lot of the conversations about these things seem to only happen around election time. And that's when people start tuning out, because it be so much noise and traffic.
Right.
So you don't hear what you need to hear at that time. So it's imperative, one, that we start talking about these things long before it's election time.
Yes.
Because a lot of the things that you spoke about, I kind of agree with, and you could see some of the things happening and playing out in real time. But if you don't make the correlation of that to civics or government or democracy and those type of things, and you think voting is lame or don't address your issues and things like that, and you're not at the polls. And that's, kind of how a lot of this stuff get pushed along, because people just don't know what they need to know in order to avoid some of the traps that's within government. So that is one thing that I hope, especially in the school system, and that's one thing that I do applaud in East Cleveland, because they are not only pushing out students in trade and sending them to college, but I don't know one Cleveland school that sent students to Japan. I don't know one, and I just,
the attack on the schools was part of the plan to push the city into receivership too. There are steps. You have to destabilize the academic system. So hence, here comes academic distress. I just want to put a timeline for you, okay? 2016, it was put to a vote whether or not we were going to vote for an annexation. Right? Because here's the thing, again, the city does not have eminent domain. So that means the county just can't come in and say, hey, we need your land for development and we're going to take it.
Right.
The residents have to vote. And so the residents voted annexation down. Two things happened that year as a result. Cleveland and started knocking everything down like 60 going north. Two, the Academic Distress Commission came in. Now all of a sudden East Cleveland schools are the most horrible schools in all of Ohio, and they need to be taken over, and so they were placed in an academic receivership.
That part I missed.
Damn.
Shouts out to Dr. Mary Rice, because she was a fierce advocate against this. She would go back and forth to Columbus giving testimony until finally, the school system was taken out of receivership. Mourner Corley, who was a school superintendent, she was, removed from office, and Henry Pettigrew was, placed in her stead. Hi, Mr. Pettigrew. Shouts out to him. Love him too. And at first, I'm one of those people. I'm fiercely loyal, so I love Mourner Corley. So shouts out to her, because I'm gonna tell you something about my school system. You can't say a bad thing about East Cleveland schools, because had I issues that most single moms or a lot of single moms have, they would have called the people on me,
Absolutely.
Whereas the school system in East Cleveland was more supportive, more nurturing, more empathetic, because they understood the unique challenges of a lot of the residents. But I digress. But the Academic Distress Commission now comes into play. And so all of these things are steps that are needed in order to legally put a city into state receivership. So I just wanted to point that out, because a lot of people don't know that. The correlation and the connection of the different events that have been going on. Like, this is a plan that has been 20, 30, 40 years in the making.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so pretty much this mayoral election is critical mass for East Cleveland. Definitely. Pretty much study long or study wrong. I'm going to point something out here, not to throw shade at anybody, but it's probably going to sound like it anyway. So I did get former Mayor Brewer's, he texted me the article that he wrote, BBJ News. Today, after I put the article up last night, I guess somebody was watching, because we did now, it was an if that she was going to come, but today that representative of Sandra Morgan, who is the candidate for Mayor East Cleveland, declined the invitation. Now, I don't know if that was what, but all I know is that, I am a journalist, a digital journalist. I'm just doing my job, observing what's going on in Cuyahoga County. That's all I do. Now, all I gotta say is that there was no hate by me. I just shared something that was sent to me. That's all. But decline or whatever, people have their excuses for declining. Some people may not need it. some people have been on this show before. I went through the month of September, October, all the way up until now. This was about tomorrow. Tomorrow is D-Day. Like I said, fourth quarter to last to 2-minute warning. Tomorrow is where you know where you stand with the citizens of Cuyahoga County, whether it be East Cleveland, Cleveland Heights, Richmond Heights, or Garfield Heights. By the way, all I'm saying is this. If, like I said, if I am wrong, I will eat something disgusting, but not like that.
Not no egg with paprika.
Hey! I'm talking about not that with it, but like I said, if I am wrong, I can't eat seafood though because I'm allergic to it. I ain't gonna have my head pop off here because y'all wanted me to have it pop off. Also, if I am wrong, I will apologize to the person that I picked against. That's big of me. I will apologize. Is that fair? Is that fair?
That is quite fair. I will definitely say though, if somebody insinuates something about me or says something about me or accuses me of something that is not true, I'm going to vehemently defend myself and vehemently defend the truth. And so I'm just going to set that right there.
Well, you're not making no personal statements. This is just
I'm not making a personal statement. All I'm saying is this.
Who you think are most likely to win based on
what's happening. Not, and the thing about it is like, I'm not going to go on popularity. And I'm going to be very honest with y'all right now. There'll probably be some people on my show that have been on here that I may not pick against. That's what's up. I mean, the thing about it is y'all may have been on my show.
I am so sorry.
It's all right. So, it's not working. It's not working. Just watch my live. So the thing about it is like, here's the thing. I am going to say this discretion. I'm going by the numbers that I saw in the primary, the numbers I'm seeing in the street, the numbers right now. And the reason why I'm doing that is because of the simple fact of the matter is that I feel also endorsements matter in some form, where they come from. That's how I pick. That's how I'm doing. I don't be like, I ain't throwing nothing at the wind and like it's gonna be thrown in like. And the thing about it is like I said, sometimes I'm wrong. But sometimes I'm right. So, actually, I'm going to wait for my engineer to come back. And since we just going to do a small little short intermission, after that, it's that time. Matter of fact, can we do like 2 minutes and come back? All right, so we going to do a couple of songs, come back, and I'm going to tell you the reason. I'm going to tell you the reason why. So, Parma, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're asking me to vote, to pick Parma, Brook Park, West whatever, North Olmsted Falls, I'm not doing those. These are simply mayor races, Richmond Heights, Cleveland Heights, East Cleveland, Garfield Heights.
Shout out to Kim Thomas.
We right back. Hopefully y'all shine like bright like a diamond tomorrow, the winners. This is Rihanna. We'll be right back on the headline Eye on Nerve DJs, WNRV 108.1. We're getting on your nerve.
You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. Oh, right away. At first sight, I felt to the universe as we moonshine and Mali. Feel the warmth, we'll never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see. A vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the life inside you. Shine bright tonight. You and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I too, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. So shine bright tonight. You and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I too, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Oh yeah. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Are you a DJ, radio show, music artist, or a podcaster and you've thought about having your own mobile app? BV Mobile Apps could be the solution. They specialize in creating apps with live audio streams, mixes, music, and songs. You can integrate your social media, videos, blogs, and most importantly, send push notifications to your followers. For more information, bvmobileapps.com or on social media at BV Mobile Apps. That's B as in business, V as in victory, bvmobileapps.com.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Looking for the perfect workspace? Office Lawson Solon has you covered. Whether you need a private office, co-working membership, or a virtual business address, we've got flexible options to fit your needs. Check out our 2 spring promos. Enjoy free co-working Fridays and to lock in your space now. Office Loft, where productivity meets flexibility.
See you soon.
This is WNRV 108.1.
What's up? It's your girl, Author Ivy Lee. Tune into the Headline Eye on WNRV 108.1.
Justice doesn't start in the courtroom. It starts in our community. That's why Brett Horton is running for Cleveland Municipal Court Judge. A lifelong Clevelander with 30 years of legal experience in local courts, Brett understands the challenges our community faces. He has dedicated his life to service and to mentoring Cleveland's youth. Brett Horton will deliver justice with integrity and lead with vision. On November 4th, vote Democrat Brett Horton for Cleveland Municipal Court Judge.
Paid for by friends of Brett Horton for Judge.
This is WNRV 108.1.
When Mayor Bibb said Cleveland can't wait, he meant it. And today, Cleveland is on the rise. Violent crime is down, we're recruiting more police, and resources are going directly into our neighborhoods. We're creating good jobs and investing in programs that keep families safe.
I'm Mayor Justin Bibb. Together, we've taken real steps to make our city safer and stronger. Now it's time to finish the job, because in Cleveland, we rise together.
Paid for by neighbors for Justin Bibb. Right leader, real results.
Wagwan, this is Miss BBC, your reggae woman. Make sure you tune into the Headline Eye on WNRV 108.1.
all the injustice.
All right, we're back. That is the prison version of Michael Jackson's They Don't Really Care About Us. And sometimes I understand you get to this part of the show where you feel like that some of the candidates don't really care about the citizens, but you got to care about yourself. That means you got to get your, pardon my French, in front of two ladies, you got to get your ass up tomorrow and go out here and vote. 6:30 to 7:30, the polls open if you care about your community. If I hear about another 14-50% of the city of Cleveland, I'm cussing all y'all out next week. I ain't gonna lie. East Cleveland even more, because y'all life on the line, period. But pretty much what Shay just said, y'all life on the line. Y'all whole city on the line if you vote wrong. Study the wrong, study wrong. Period. All right. I'm gonna get to these picks. So we're gonna start with, I got Kim Thomas in Richmond Heights. Richmond Heights mayor. I got Nikisha Nickerson in Woodmere.
Shouts out to Nikisha.
And I got Matt Burke in Garfield Heights. Any discrepancies, ladies, about either one of those things that I said?
I'm not really familiar with Garfield Heights. Who's his opponent? Is he an incumbent?
Matt Burke's the incumbent.
All right, who's the new person?
I'm
kind of siding on the underdog this election.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I don't have enough information.
Yeah, I don't have enough information.
So I'm gonna have to go with your picks on them.
All right. So, all right. Cleveland City Council is going to line first. Ward 1, Joe Jones, Juanita Brent.
Joe Jones.
Ooh.
T. Tarawanda.
That's tough. That's tough. I'm gonna say Juanita.
I'm gonna go Joe. From what I've seen, he's the incumbent. You know, I know Juanita. Shout out to Juanita Brent. Her and State Representative Darnell Brewer put on the Plan Ohio thing as far as gun and safety control at Maple Heights High School. But that's as far as. Shout out to Mayor Nell Blackwell of Maple Heights, which she will probably be a guest probably sometime before the year's out. Just look out for my page. All right, Ward 2. There's no race. Kevin Bishop is not being challenged. Ward number 3, I was expecting Eric Stubbs to be here because he said he was coming. He's running against Deborah Gray. I'm picking Gray.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you.
All right.
Shay? I don't know enough about Ward 3.
Right.
It is. I know
it used to be Ward 4, but they, cut it up.
I know that Deborah Gray, she's the endorsed candidate, correct?
Yeah, she's the endorsed candidate.
Yeah, I don't know I mean,
pull the mic up.
I'm sorry, just my Democratic,
Yeah.
I have to go with the endorsed candidate. But to be honest, don't listen to my pick because I don't really know enough.
All right, so I'm gonna go. They gonna cuss me. I'm gonna go with Deborah Gray. She has a commercial here. Ward 4, Chris Harsh against Rahan Waheed. I'm going with Chris on this one because he's the incumbent.
I do not have an opinion.
Yeah. Huh?
I said I'm gonna go with Rahan Waheed.
Okay. Tarawana?
I don't have an opinion on this one.
Okay. All right. You can abstain. I can't.
Uh-huh.
The heated race of Ward number 5.
Richard Starr.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Richard Starr.
All right, so Rebecca Moore was on the show a couple of weeks in October, around about October 7th. I shout out to her, but like I said, if I'm wrong, I apologize to Rebecca Moore, but I'm going with Richard Starr. And Rich, you should be happy, even though your behind should have been here, but I'll bring you back. Period. All right, so Blaine Griffin does not have an opponent in Ward 6.
Can I say something about Blaine, though?
Go ahead.
Now, what I'm going to say about Blaine is this.
You got to pull.
To be a black elected official in politics is a privilege.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that maybe 1% of all black people will ever get to experience. And what I've seen this past campaign with attacks on other black politicians, I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like that. In a country where we are constantly under attack, unless I've missed the past 50 years, I don't know where we've gotten to a state where we are so comfortable, where we can attack each other in support of another. So
right.
I don't like that.
Right.
That's what I'm going to say. But outside of that, go Blaine Griffin.
Right. Well, he doesn't have an opponent, but he's still putting up, his yard signs everywhere. Yes, he's playing for something else. Ward 7, Austin Davis versus Muhammad Faraj.
Muhammad Faraj.
Muhammad Faraj.
Yes.
T.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Muhammad as
First
well.
Palestinian candidate, Muhammad Faraj.
I like Muhammad. Austin Davis was endorsed by the mayor. I'm gonna go and
Who you say? By the mayor?
By Mayor Bibbs. So I'm gonna go.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Austin Davis.
I've met Mo. He's a young, dynamic young man.
Like I said, if I am wrong, Mo, I will bring you back and apologize to you personally. But Ward 8. Oh God. Charlotte Perkins versus Stephanie House Jones.
Stephanie House.
You know what? I'm gonna go upset here, and I'm gonna apologize to Stephanie if I'm wrong. But I'm gonna go with Charlotte. I'm gonna
Really?
roll with her.
Why?
First of all, when Charlotte interviewed with me, she was gracious and everything else like that. Second of all, she's got her ad here. Third of all, she, when I talked to her in person, she was very, very, she cares about the community. I'm not saying that Stephanie doesn't, but the thing about it is that, it is what it, I'm going to go with the upset, even though Stephanie's the incumbent. I'm going to go with the upset.
I'm looking for activists and not politicians.
Right.
And I think that there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think that a lot of our politicians are just that. They're politicians.
Right.
And the problem with being a politician is that once you campaign to get elected, you never really stop campaigning. Right. And that takes away from your time to be able to do the work. So when I'm making my picks with the consideration that these are people who are activists. Not so much polished professional politicians.
All right.
So I think one of the reasons why I picked Stephanie just because.
And I know Stephanie. Shouts out to Stephanie.
Yeah, just because of the work that she's been doing in her ward with Midtown and some of the housing renovations she did over there over the summer months. She's been doing a lot of work, working with both the business and the community. So that was. But I hear what you say.
Well, I understand. So, thanks for the debate. Let's get on. Let's move along before people try to attack.
Paddles next time.
All right.
Or like a buzzer.
All right, exactly. So, I'm sure we'll take care of that soon. Thank you. Oh God. Ward 9, Alana Bell versus Kevin Conwell. This is God.
I know Kevin.
I know Alana.
I know Alana.
She was here last week.
I know Kevin.
I want to hear you get elected.
I know Alana. Alana does a lot of nonprofit work, activism work, as far as women's rights and reproductive rights. She has worked with, the company I'm working with now, New Voice of Reproductive Justice, and back in the past, she's also did some other things. I also know Kevin, of course. The whole Conwell family. His wife Yvonne is a county council person. So I love you, Alana. Don't beat me up. I gotta go with Kevin. On this one.
Now on this one, I'm gonna be the spoiler. I know Kevin is the incumbent, and he's been there for a while and done a lot of work. But I do think that we need some new blood over in that area, and so Alana has been over there doing work. So
so you gonna go with Alana?
Yeah, and she's been out there in the community. She been hitting the pavement. She been doing the work. She been shaking hands and talking to people, and I've been seeing her out in events. So,
you pull the mic up, lady.
I'm sorry. So, on a personal note, my mom said that he doesn't like her. So that was a naughty strike against him. But no, I'm just joking. I wouldn't, But what I will say is I don't really know Alana. I am eager to meet her. I mean, she sounds like she's doing terrific work, and she sounds like she's an activist.
Yeah.
So just on that, I would have to say that, I am going to vote for her. I know Kevin, so don't beat me up either, Kevin.
Right.
But I will say
he ain't gonna beat me up because I'm picking him.
What I will say is that area has looked the same for as long as I'll be right. So
Right. So if you think that was a war, the next one is coming up. Ward 10.
Now,
Anthony Harrison versus Michael Polenzek. Oh, Lord Jesus. All right.
This one is tough. It
ain't tough for me.
It is for me because this is my ward.
I know.
I'm curious to
go
hear
ahead.
what you have to say.
I'm giving you 2 minutes.
I like both candidates. Let me just start off by saying that. I like both candidates. So I've had a chance to work with both, and I just think that the vision that Michael has is a little bit more encompassing and more, it's gonna produce more services and benefits to the community, in my perspective.
Nice.
And I'm just going by what I see. I know that he's been there a long time and people won't change. And I see what Harrison is doing, but I just from my personal experience.
All right, so I seen this race, and if Anthony wins again, I will apologize, but I'm going to go with what the people have told me behind the scenes. I'm going to go with Polenzek, and Polenzek was on here twice. And one time he said he wasn't going to run, and then all of a sudden he ran. And the thing about it is, and Michael Polenzek has been a supporter of this and myself for a very long time, as long as I've known him to be in council.
I heard a story about that.
Right.
Why he decided to run again.
Yeah, we can come back on that, but.
Well, what I will say is I'm not a resident of Cleveland. I don't know Mike, but I do know Anthony. And I know what Anthony has done in his ward. I believe you are traditionally in Polenzek's ward.
So
Yeah.
now they're combining the wards.
So they're combining the wards.
Okay, and so that's
if
the
Michael, if he wins, then he'll take over.
Okay, so I do support Anthony's campaign. What I have seen and what has been the feedback that I've gotten from residents is, people are loyal to Polenzek because he has been there for so long. But then when I pose the question of, well, then why doesn't this area look like 185th and Marbella? why am I standing in this apartment complex
Right.
and there's roach traps on the floor? But if I were to go up to 185th or, over to Waterloo, it's a booming area over here. But, residents who live in those apartments on Lakeshore, they don't even have stores.
Right.
And so what I will say is, and this is not a knock against any candidate, what I will say for the residents of Ward 10 is to look outside the box.
Right.
And I'll say this not just, and I take this from my experience in East Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
If one area don't look like the other one, if everything is not uniform, because guess what? Everybody pay taxes. You know what I mean? Everybody lives in it. So if your area doesn't look uniformed, and if I'm sitting here talking to you and you're standing in the middle of filth, you can't come to me and tell me about how somebody has done so much for you.
Right.
Because I'm going to say to you, what have they done?
Exactly.
What I will say, and I don't know Mr. Palencic, so please don't, whatever.
Oh, no.
All right.
I don't know him, but I know that for Anthony's ward, Anthony knows his residents by name.
Well,
Okay? Like, he knows the addresses, he knows the names. If I've spoken to a resident and they've had something negative to say, he's there to talk to those residents. He can tell me, oh, that's Miss Jenkins. Yeah, she got that dog around the corner with the little blue house next to, Miss Perkins. And I've never met a candidate, I've never met a politician that knows the names of his residents.
All right.
And knows their issues.
All right. So we got to have a little time constraint. I see the people coming in. But, are they trying to get me? I'm trying to.
Yeah, right. You better be careful.
It's all right. No. Ward 11, Nikki Hudson, who was put in there versus Andrew Fontaninosa. Well, Nikki Hudson was appointed by City Council. I'm going with Nikki Hudson in the race.
Absolutely.
Ward 12, Danny Kelly, who's a friend of DJ Johnny O, versus Tamami Shah.
Danny Kelly.
I'm going with Shah.
What'd you say? So Danny Kelly.
Well, you know what? Danny Kelly. Pull your.
I don't know either one of them.
Okay. Ward 13, Brian Casey versus the write-in, Gilda Malone.
Casey is the incumbent, so I would say Casey.
I'm going to say Casey. Gilda Malone's a write-in. She was actually on here back in July, was supposed to do something with us. I don't know. Things got messed up. She texted me about campaign manager stealing money or whatever. I'm like, you already have it tough as a write-in. So, but all right. So Jasmine Santana doesn't have an opponent. Ward 15, Charles Slife versus Terrell Bell. I'm going to go with Slife. He's the incumbent. Before we get to these mayoral races, we're going to get to judicial races. And I'm going to call these by, it's going to be either close, not close, or no chance in hell. No chance in hell is a complete blowout. So be kind. I'm not. Make sure you pull your mic up, cause we want to hear you. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Thank you. All right. Judicial race for housing court judge. The incumbent W. Monet Scott versus Cheryl Wiltshire. This is going to be close.
I think so. I've spoken to both ladies. I really like Cheryl. I know Mona before the race, so I'm gonna agree with him. It's gonna be close. This one, a close one.
And I gotta pick. All right.
Mona Scott.
I'm gonna go with, from what I've been hearing, I'm gonna go with Wilshire. Knocking off it's hard to knock off the incumbent. That's why I said it's gonna be very close. Miss Judge Scott, if you're listening, and I know you are, I apologize, but here's what I've been getting in the field as far as, things of that nature. I'm gonna go with Wilshire, but it's gonna be close. If Monet does pull it out, I wouldn't be surprised. Next,
Can I just say, I need the housing court judge that is not going to expedite the taking of my city.
Oh, right, exactly.
So I don't know who, in you two's opinion, who do you feel would be the candidate that would best be a defender and support to the city of East Cleveland?
Probably Wilshire, but that's what I heard. But I think it's both. But like I said, this is close. We're gonna go with the other race. It's the 4-year term. We got 4 people in this one: Christopher Woodworth, Joseph Russo, Nikki McGowan, and Brett Horton. I'm rolling with my boy Brett.
I'll say Brett.
I'm gonna say Brett been on here. Shout out to Brett Horton.
And I think Joseph is gonna win, and only reason I say that is because of name recognition. When those
screw that.
Russos hit, when they hit,
that name
people
recognition.
normally vote for them when they hit the ballot. So
that name recognition can kiss my ass.
but it's real though. It is.
I know it's real. But
They
Brett been working hard. I ain't gonna lie. But I understand where you coming from. But you got 3 other people in this race. But the thing about it is like.
But if I want to say who's best for the job.
Yeah, who's best?
Who's best for the job?
That's what I'm picking off of. Who I think.
I think
best
Brett
for
would
the
be
job.
wonderful.
You think Brett?
Yeah.
You think Brett is going to be best for the job?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we gonna move on while you looking at that. All right. So, T.J. Dow versus Kalila Lawson, municipal court. I'm going with Kalila. I'm going with Kalila. Listen, TJ, if you mad at me, brother, I apologize.
I love you, TJ, but Kalila got so many endorsements.
Yeah, she ain't get the Democratic endorsement. I don't know why he got it, but really it don't matter. She's been working hard, so I'm going with TJ. So I'm going to pick the race that's not even going to be – so the last judicial race is not going to be unclosed. No chance in hell that this person is winning. And I'm not even going to apologize.
Ensign.
I'm Ensign Loving versus Heather McCullough. Shay.
Why you automatically come to
Because Heather used to be your prosecutor over there in East Cleveland. That's why I'm coming to you.
Well, this is what I'm going to say.
Uh-huh.
First of all, and if you've noticed, and anybody who's been on my Facebook feed, I really haven't been posting any favorite picks because I've met Ensign. She's a phenomenal woman. I think she would make a great judge, and I know Heather, and I've seen Heather in action, and Heather is actually really smart. Heather is actually a legal genius. I think that a lot of the East Cleveland politics got involved. You know how messy my city can be. My city can be messy boots and everything. But in terms of ability and who I think would be a fair judge, a compassionate judge, that's really a hard call for me. Now, my loyalty, because my East Cleveland loyalty obviously is going to go with Heather all day long. I love you, Ensign. Please don't be mad at me, but, she is my sister in arms. We've been through many a battle together, so I'm going to always have to have her back. However, if Ensign wins, I wouldn't be mad at that either.
I'm going with no chance in hell that this is never going to happen with Ensign J. Loving to beat Heather McCullough to the tarp at this particular time. Whoop. Because the next time, and this goes out to Heather, and I will not apologize for this. The thing about it is like when you tell me to keep my dog in check as far as my cousin Mariah Crenshaw, make sure that I'm not the one voting. That's what she said at the judicial candidacy. Yeah, don't ever mess with family. I don't care if me and Mariah agree or disagree. Don't you ever cross me as far as family, Heather, ever again. Ensign, I-N-S-O-N, period. All right, yeah.
There's definitely history there, so I didn't know that.
I didn't know nothing about that.
I've never met Mariah.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever cross. Don't ever, especially my mama dad too. This year, don't even try it. All right, mayoral races. Cleveland Heights, I got DeVita.
You got who?
DeVita Russell.
DeVita all day.
DeVita.
Yeah.
All right. East Cleveland mayoral race. Shay.
Who are we picking, or who do we think is going to be?
I got
Shabazz.
I got Latique.
I got Latique. What? All three of us?
I got Latique. Listen, I'm not up for no receivership. I don't think nobody should be in charge. I was agreeing everything that you were saying. You was like, are you going to pick the popular candidate? Nah, Sandra Morgan does win. I'm going to apologize. Probably eat something nasty.
I'm not.
But I know you not. You probably never will. But I'm going with Latique. I'm going with Latique. Period.
So Sandra Morgan, I want to put this out here.
Go ahead.
I actually admire the woman. This woman is an accomplished woman. You know what I mean? She is a businesswoman. She's an educator. Like, she has a lot of accomplishments, and she'll, be happy to tell you how she is an OBE, and everything. And so, all that is very impressive. So I don't want it to devolve into I just don't like her. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
Had the receivership issue not been thrown into it, had she not openly supported it, had I not known what the agenda was from the state level, I would most certainly, support her in another time,
Right.
in another place.
I don't agree with receivership at all.
But for this, I have to go with Latique. And one thing I will say, the reason why I have confidence in his administration is the team that he has around him. People forget that former, Mayor Brewer
Right.
is his active chief of staff.
Exactly.
And that it was, working with Shabazz that the receivership has not gone through. In case nobody knows that, they have not been able to do it yet. And so, in terms of being able to save the city, in terms of being able to live to see another day, I'm gonna go with Shabazz.
All right, I'm going with. Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say I'm with you. Like this,
Yeah.
this was just based on information that I've gathered and things like that. I don't know who's gonna win. My whole thing is not personal. It's just about who I think has the best plan for the city at this time. And so I wish all the candidates good luck. I'm hoping that whoever wins will be a benefit to the city, because that's what we're all looking for. Our elected officials to come and make it better. So,
okay.
Good luck to everybody.
Look at that. So, got one last one. The mayor of the city of Cleveland. Sorry, Rick. Sorry, Laverne. It's Justin! And this is not even close. There's no chance in hell that Ricky as the writer is going to win. There's no chance in hell that Laverne Gore, Republican, is going to win. Listen, I had Mayor Bibb across from me on the 21st. Forget all the Brown stuff. Forget everything else. Justin is going to tap that ass. All right. He's gone. Listen, I'm sorry. Whoever got a problem with it, you know where to find me. Period.
And that is a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Y'all disagree with me?
I do not. I don't think that Laverne has enough support.
And she trying to run as an independent, and she a Republican?
Yeah, and Ricky, I don't even think enough people is aware that he's even a write-in candidate for him to even make a dent at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna abstain from that vote because now I'm gonna be political. I'm gonna abstain from that vote as I'm not a Cleveland resident. But what I will say is that my mom was a former employee of the Cleveland school system, and one of the complaints that she had that was under Mayor Bibb's administration, he appointed a lot of people onto managerial and higher positions within the board, the education board, and many of whom didn't have either the experience or the empathy to basically they should not have held those positions. And so as a result, the curriculum, the students, the quality of education has gone down for Cleveland students. So I will say that.
Right. So the technology will go up. Listen, I know that you had Ricky Pittman on there twice. I told y'all that I'm going to pick people that have been.
You are brutal.
I don't give a damn.
That is brutal brutality.
They're like, thanks for the donation, but the thing about it is, best of luck to you. Now, if Laverne or Rick up again, they end up winning, I'm going to apologize.
You're gonna
Well, I'm
apologize.
gonna go with Black Girl Magic.
I'm watching.
I'm not. Laverne Gore likes Trump. I don't really give a damn about Trump. Y'all know how I feel about this shutdown. If you like Trump, you are not getting my vote. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll wrap this up. If nobody tells you they love you today, I love you. This is Kendrick Lamar. They not like us, and they never will be. Thank you, Tara Wana, for the Spot Youth Empowerment Organization for warmness, and thank you, Shay Gaddison, for coming in here and turning up with me. Thank you very much. See y'all next week. Peace.
I'm finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton. Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some on him. Pull on him, extort, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to Cell Block 1. To any that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 that up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. They not like us. 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 You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pop? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop. They cold foul. I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird and bird go. The audience not dumb. Shape the stories how you want. Hey Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't there some B-rest that's for you Malibu most wanted? Ain't no love boy, you ball boy. Fish Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this jumping. You need to get a wedgie. Be flipped over your boxes or over your foe. The other vaginal option. Better straighten they posture. Got favorites all up in contact. Might write this with a doctrine. Tell a pop star quit hiding. A caption won't action. No accident. I'm hands on. He around get polished. Don't Wayne grow like he was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a apologizing. I'm glad D Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him neither. From Alondra down to Central. Better not speak on Serena. And your homeboy needs subpoena. That predator moving flocks. That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. I lean on you like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on me and I'ma send it up the park. Ay, put the roll label on me. I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. Ay, how many stocks do I really have in stock? Ay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Ay, devil is a lie. Here's 69 God. Ay, freaky need to stay there side. Ay, roll it up like a fresh pack of Zod. Ay, city is back up. It's a must. We outside. Ay. They not like us. 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 Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca, building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second, let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using town folk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you, this the real challenge. You caught Future when you didn't see the club. Hey, what? Little baby help you get your lingo up. What? 21 get your first street cred. Thug make you feel like you a slime in your head. Hey, what? Quavo said you can be from Northside. What? 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a colonizer. The family matter and the truth for the matter. Here was God's plan to show y'all the liar. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a freaky. He a 69 God, freaky. He a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Freaky. He a 69 God, freaky. He a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Let me hear you say OV. OV. Say OV. OV. Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way.